in this box is something I guarantee that every mountain biker has to have, or else they're gonna have a garbage time on the trail. And that is tires. Told you, we all need them. Now I'm going to install these while I talk about these particular tires. These are the Hycline Terrace mountain bike tires, and they are incredibly affordable. At the time of filming this video, these are running for $70 for the pair. That's right, the pair. That means $70 for not one, but two tires, which is insane when you consider that a Maxxis or a Continental or some other name brand like that is going to run you $75, $80, upwards to $90 per tire. So that's quite the deal there. When it comes to the tread design, I would put these somewhere between a Minion DHF and a DHR2. These have a very substantial casing on them. It's really, really thick. I would say that it's probably up there with a Minion DH casing, so it's gonna hold up to some good stuff. You can take this on some rocky stuff, lower pressures, not worry as much about slashing it, getting pinch flats or sidewall punctures or anything like that. So that's pretty sick too. Not gonna lie though, because of that DH casing, these are pretty hefty, weighing in at 1,325 grams per tire, which isn't terrible for a DH casing tire, especially in this size at 29 by 2.4. Hycline offers these tires in a 26-inch, 27.5, and 29 by 2.4, and right now they only offer this one casing style. So if you're looking for something lighter weight, this isn't maybe not the one for you, but for the price, it's hard to beat. Full disclosure, Hycline did send me these tires to review. I'm going to try not to let that bias me in any way. I'm already marking off points just for the weight and the fact that there aren't very many options. So we'll keep that in mind. The rubber on this tire is pretty supple. I can deform these sidewall lugs pretty easily with my hand. Well, I wouldn't say that they are as supple as the DHR2 or my Continental Cryptotol that I'm currently running on the bike, but it should still do a pretty good job of conforming to the terrain, which we'll have to see once it's installed. And speaking of that, let's check see how install is going. I have a compressor, but I always like to see if I can seat the bead using a floor pump. Doesn't appear to like it. Now we got the compressor. Let's see what we got. There we go. So there we go. Got one done. So with the tire installed, measuring from sidewall lug to sidewall lug, measuring right at 2.5 inches on this 2.4 inch wide tire on my 30 mil internal width rims. And that's pretty sick because my DHR2 that I had up here measured at 2.4, so it's just a touch wider once on. If the new tires are installed, there's only two things left to do. Number one, look at the new tires on the dirty bike. Number two, ride them.
yeah, feeling really good. These tires have good grip. Nice, that felt sick. No issues with grip, sliding out. Just felt good. Hell yeah. Now we're up for a climb. I can definitely notice a little bit of that heft from these tires. Oh yeah. Great grip. No problem going over any of these rocks. They feel comfortable. But whew, it's a little more work up just from that extra rotational mass. Made it to the top. A little more winded than usual, but that's what we expect with heavier tires. Had good traction the whole way up, so that's nice. That steep right-hander coming up. These tires did awesome on that. Stayed on the trail. It's a little wet, so it's a little greasier. Hard to stay on usually. No problem. A really good braking control, all of that. A little greasy in spots. Front tire started to slide out and then it caught up. So that's sweet. Oh yeah. Felt good, felt controlled. Pretty happy with these tires on the down. That extra weight, it's a serious slog on the way up.
Alright, made it out to the trails. Got to do quite a few laps on some good downhills, variety of terrain, all that good stuff. And now I'm going to do this whole talking about it out here on the trails. Oh, cringy as shit being one of those influencers in the wild, but hey, whatever. Breaking down the tires here, I'm pretty damn impressed. They are awesome on the downhills. You know, if I was to break this into a pros and cons list, the number one pro here, $70 for 2 tires. 2 pretty damn good tires at that. It's pretty sick. Awesome traction, that's number 2. I didn't have any issues with traction. There were some spots where they started to slide out and those side lugs caught and just put me right back on trail. That was awesome. Can't complain about that. Number 3, they're holding their air very well. There's no sealant in these and no problem. They beat it up really nicely once I threw the compressor on there. Number 4, they're aggressive. They do exactly what I want them to do. They can tackle a variety of terrain. But the cons, it's a DH casing. They're heavy as shit. What can you do? 1,325 grams per tire. That was a slog up the hills, I'm not gonna lie. And that's where you don't want the weight, you know, is that rotational mass, because that just makes things really difficult. But they still made it up. I just had to work a little bit harder. So I guess no excuses from me, just work hard. But for where I live in southeast Minnesota, these tires are a bit overkill on the casings, and something a little lighter would be nice. That's kind of the biggest con at this point. Some things I'd really like to see from Hycline here is if they'd come out with some other casings, you know, come out with like a trail casing or an enduro casing or something like that, kind of like 3Cs, Exos, double downs in the Maxxis variation. That'd be really nice just to give a little bit more variety to what we have going here. otherwise, I'm pretty happy with them. This is just a first impressions ride. We're at the end of our season here in Minnesota, and it's supposed to rain this afternoon, tomorrow, and all throughout the week. So that's pretty much probably going to close us down. So I'm not going to be able to get you a lot more information on these tires other than what we had today. So look forward to something in the spring where I can take them on a larger variety of trails. I think these tires are going to be sick in the bike park up at like Spirit Mountain and all that. So yeah, I'm stoked on it. $70 for a pair of tires, even if they aren't going to be your main tires. Spend the $70 and have a couple nice backups. There's nothing wrong with that. And then if you slash some tires at a more aggressive place, throw them on, you're good to go, and you're not really any money out. So yeah, check them out. Hycline mountain bike tires. But again, if you are a weight weenie, probably want to stay away. So yeah. Well, thanks a lot for watching this. Hope you enjoyed it. And cue the bikes in the metal.